everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome to another episode of Coolcraft Season 3. In the last episode, which I must admit I did a lot of procrastination on, among doing some stuff over there, which if you want to know what we actually did, you'll have to watch the previous episode, and has nothing to do with what we're doing this episode. One of the things we did do in the last episode was I built this section of this corner of my base here. And since then, I've actually been doing a lot of work off camera. For instance, I have come over here and, for the most part, finished up the corners. I done this corner. Probably should do some more different lines of cobblestone out this way, but that's whatever. And probably should also do a bit more over here. But for now, it is what it is. And I've also done a whole bunch of lighting up of the spaces beneath. Now, it's probably not perfect, and I could probably spend some more hours doing that. But, for the most part, it is pretty good. Over here particularly, there's probably some areas where it isn't that good, but for what's under here, I did a good job of lighting it up. But obviously, you know, not before the Enderman completely ransacked almost everything. So if we do come to this area over here, obviously there's a lot that the Endermen have picked, because I think this here was initially on ground level, and as you can see, the Endermen have completely taken everything out. But I do also want to keep in mind that there is actually a cave over here, so that is also something that I did have to worry about. Yeah, but now Endermen should theoretically spawn a lot less. Obviously, I haven't lit up any of the caves or any of these mountainsides that isn't underneath this area, because obviously I could light up all this area. Probably should, but I haven't. But anyhow, that's what we did last episode in between episodes. And yeah, today in this episode, let's just go straight into a time lapse of the first thing I'm gonna build. And it is complete! Now, if you're... Now, I should mention this is next to the ocean monument perimeter, but if you do not know what this thing is a raid farm. And one of the glitchiest raid farms in existence. Because basically what this does is it takes advantage of a glitch in the game where if the raid spawns on, like, the only available blocks at the very edge of the distance of where the raid can take place, it'll just spawn all the waves immediately and then not end the raid. And so what we do is we spawn all the entire raid at once right here, which will then push all the mobs outwards, because obviously entities stacking and it spawns them all out. Ravagers get cooked by this lava. Everything else will fall down this chute here into the killing chamber, which is right in there, where we'll be standing looking up into there with a sword doing some whacking. I do have to build a storage system for this, I just realized. And then obviously we're going to be killing them repeatedly, and then every so often interesting thing that's going to happen here. So if I actually just like get into position, so okay, I think right here is position. So eventually this trapdoor, frick, I gotta close that one, will open. I'll go down here, activate all this stuff. I'll be down here clicking like right here for a little while until this redstone here finishes, which will then shove me into this water column to go back up. Now I'm not too sure what this does, but I feel like this is something to do with preventing lag from piling up and resetting things. Oh good, this trapdoor's actually been reset. I don't know how that happened actually. I'm pretty sure I didn't do that. But yeah. that's the basic idea of how this farm works. Two things that we need to do now. One is actually build a storage system that is adequate. There's some stone there. Which is not this. That's number one. And number two is we need to actually do some stuff with a pillager outpost where we can actually get Bad Omen to start the farm. So yeah, let's get doing that. Storage system has been constructed here, and I've dedicated 2 columns on each side of this because it is 2-sided, because I have a feeling we're just going to get that many items. 2 emeralds, and the rest is all just going to be everything else, and then anything else, I guess, after that will just be chucked out into lava up there. However, so that is almost this farm all ready to go, but there's one more thing that we need for this farm in order for it to actually work, and that's a couple villagers to actually trigger the raid. Now, they go down here, one in this pod here, and then one in the pod all the way at the bottom here. So yeah, now I'm gonna have to figure out getting some villagers over here and up to the farm. So that'll be fun. I got both the villagers here in. Now I will just point out quickly, if I didn't do this before, that there is a spot for a few more villagers up here if I wanted to actually make this also give me items from the Hero of the Village effect. But that's just extra work that I don't want to do right now. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that, and instead I'm just gonna leave it at getting 1.5 billion emeralds per hour. I'm also not removing this because I can't be bothered, and this is how I got the villagers to where they needed to be, by the way. So yeah, it gives me a nice way of getting up there from like the water here. But yeah, so now I need to go do some stuff with the pillager outpost in order to actually be able to, well, use this farm, because I need to get Bad Omen somehow reliably. I found a pillager outpost here, and I have the bounding box up here, as you can see, and it's in a really annoying location, and it also appears to have spawns of land under it. But yeah, and it would be really annoying to actually do anything with this in this amplified world. So instead, what I'm just gonna do is I think I'm gonna maybe I'll destroy the outpost here, just build a tower of ice up on top of it so it's easier to find, and maybe build another portal up over here so that I can get out of here and over to the farm easier. But yeah, besides that, I'm probably not going to do anything here but just go and kill one of these guys. Although I do probably want to be able to get a bucket of milk from a cow over at the raid farm, just so I don't end up causing a raid in my base when I leave the raid farm inevitably. So I will do that, but yeah, for now I'm just gonna build up this tower of ice. I've linked up the nether, so over that new tunnel there is where the outpost is, and up the top of here near where Jared E. Cool's note block song is, which I don't think I've ever actually mentioned on this channel because he was supposed to upload a video of that. Past this portal here, that is where the actual raid farm is. So yeah, now I want to go test it, and there is one thing that I do have to do quickly before I test it. And also, if you're wondering why there's a no volume thing appearing on my... I sadly did not test this portal first. Oh, come on. Yeah, it links to this portal. Holy crap. And I'm gonna get killed here. This is interesting. This portal here spawned me right next to some diamond ore. Lucky me. Anyway, yeah, let's break this thing here. Alright, so I finally actually linked up the portals. I had to actually go over a bit, which was interesting. But yeah, so I now have this portal here, which is actually over by the perimeter, because I didn't want to place it too close to that, because I was afraid that stuff would start spawning in the portal, and that would be real annoying and messy. So yeah, now I want to give this farm a test. So in order to do that, we gotta go get some Bad Omen and then come right back. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, frick, there's another player online, so nothing's gonna spawn. Crap. This isn't good. Where'd the guy who was just here go? Did he already... Oh, perfect! Okay, voluntary exile. I can't believe I actually haven't killed the banner guy yet. Anyhow, yes, I'm gonna now time-lapse me going from here to the raid farm. And ready the raid machine. I mean, I'm not cutting that because that just happened. Anyhow, raid started. And I will do that momentarily so I can time-lapse a little bit of this thing's usage, but I already got victory, somehow. Even though the mobs just started trickling in. Alright, it's been a while of me AFKing at this farm, and the realization that I have to be in hard mode in order for this farm to work. So, yay to that. I usually like to play on normal, which is fun. So yeah, that's fun. But anyhow, yeah, I also just completely had my hunger drained. So yeah, let's see what we got in terms of loot from this thing, because my inventory's full. I mean, it was already quite full, but it's slightly more full now. Now, let's see what we got. We've got a hopper. That's because that's the wrong end. Alright. 34 emeralds? Okay, I don't think this side's actually gonna get much because I feel like I may have messed up the minecart hopper up there. I don't know. That's a lot of emeralds, and I don't think I'm gonna get any more emeralds than any other, plus this extra stack. Yeah, that's a lot of emeralds. I don't know if this is faster than me actually trading with the villagers, but I don't have to do that. I can go AFK now, but yeah. Like, yeah, there's also a ton of totems of undying in here now. Also a ton of, like, pillager heads. There's a lot of stuff here. But yeah, I guess I'll clean this stuff up, and then I guess we'll go work on the base. Because, you know, video. Oh, but before we go, I just want to touch on before we do the base work, I want to touch on the drops here a bit. So, yeah, I just emptied out all the excess stuff here. We got this much in emeralds as I showed before, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bit double chests of totems of undying. Yeah, that's a lot for the short time, and all this other junk, but more importantly, I got this whole shulker box of ominous banners here, and a whole bunch of other heads. So, with nothing else to do with these ominous banners, I'm just gonna go place them around someone else's base. Because of course I am. And we are coming in here hot! That's right, Ever. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, so yeah, we're at the Super Tyler Man's base here, and, oh, he's logged on. Leave! Leave! Abort! Okay, change of plans. We'll do that later when he's not online. Okay, good. For a second there, I was thinking, oh, there are no fireworks here. Anyway, yeah, so for now, instead of that, I'm gonna work on this here. So, can't remember if I mentioned this or not. I probably have, but yeah, I've pretty much finished off the actual outline here. So yeah, now it's actually time that I actually start filling in all these holes here to actually start making the solid. So yeah, I'm gonna do that for a little while. Okay, so he's offline now, and I got junk in my inventory, but that shouldn't matter. Let's just start placing a heck ton of banners around. Oh, he's gonna be so confused when he sees this. Okay, so I've splashed a few of these banners around the place. You know, it's actually getting quite hard to find new places to place them after this. So yeah, now back to the base. Okay, so, I gotta just cracked on with it and did like an entire side of the base here, and this actually looks pretty good. You know, I was having doubts about how good this would look because, I mean, you can't really see the whole effect with this kind of wireframe thing and you can see through to the ground, but yeah. This does look pretty good, and it's kind of annoying me that I didn't end up, like, continuing this out over here, which I totally should have done. I will in the future finish that, and also, like, in there, and maybe finishing it over here. It didn't do that, which is kind of annoying, so it does look kind of weird that it just ends, but yeah, this looks good. So I think I'm gonna time-lapse myself doing a bit more of this over here. That was some time lapse there. That took a while, and oh boy, we got progress done. I went through a lot of cobblestone. Like, I have a lot in my inventory, but specifically, after I did this side over here, I did run the cobblestone generator here for a while. And I think it was about an hour that I ran it for. And so I had this chest, and this chest, these two chests completely full. And then at least in this chest partly full. And then I also had a bunch of the cobblestone, and I went through a ton of that. Like, a lot of that. And it was also, oh yeah, and just look at how under here, this whole area is now black and sealed off. Yeah, there's not really anywhere apart from over here, which I haven't done yet, that I can actually fly above, which is, you know, part of the actual point of this. And this just looks so good from up here now, which is great. And also, I was noticing, I was thinking back to what as I was building the rage farm, it was getting increasingly infuriating about the complete lack of redstone components that I actually have stocked up. Like, obviously I have tons of redstone itself, but that's about it. I don't have much of anything else. So, at some point soon, I'm going to do a live stream where I just make an entire double chest of all the redstone components that are conceivably necessary for me to have. Although, it's more likely that I'm sooner gonna do a live stream where I'm working on the next update for the video game that I've made. Yes, because that is a thing. I've released a new update recently. You should check it out. Link in the description. But yeah. Coming back to Minecraft here. I've gotten almost all of this done. And just a reminder, this is just the base layer here. There will be a layer on top of it. I haven't decided what I'm actually doing for that yet, and I'll do some stuff next episode to actually see, but oh yeah, I gotta just do this little bit here, but that being said, that's gonna be about it for this episode. I'm gonna have to say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out the Discord linked in the description, and I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft Season 3.